Welcome to Tech News Today, the podcast about keeping you informed and empowered by giving you the latest tech stories that impact your daily life. It's Wednesday, January 30th. I'm Mike James. Coming up in a bit, a big flaw in Apple's FaceTime meant someone could eavesdrop on you even if you didn't answer a call. Then details on charges against a big Chinese tech company for stealing trade secrets, plus why lawmakers are getting more and more concerned about deepfake videos. And if you can stare at your smartphone long enough, it could just mean a brand new car. We'll get started in just a moment, but first, we'd like to recognize our partners who help make these Commando podcasts possible. We start with a huge flaw found in Apple's FaceTime that allowed people to eavesdrop on the person that they were calling even before that person answered the phone. This bug involves a group FaceTime and was affecting iPhones and even Macs. So here's the problem. When you've already started a FaceTime call with one person, then you add in another, you would be able to hear audio from that third person's iPhone even though they hadn't accepted the call. And get this, if the person on the other end tried to reject the call by pressing the power button, the one that's calling could not only hear audio, but would also see up to a couple of seconds of video from the front-facing camera of the other iPhone. Yeah. Apple has since disabled group FaceTime and said a fix will be released in software update at some point this week. Until they do that, it's probably a good idea just to disable FaceTime altogether. And we've got step-by-step instructions on how to turn off FaceTime for iPhones, iPads, and Macs on Commando.com. Calling this a big security concern is an understatement. And to put the cherry on top, it's an even bigger face palm for Apple since this bug was discovered on Monday, which is also Data Privacy Day. There's some irony for you. And in other tech news, this time on the legal front, the U.S. Justice Department just filed charges against Chinese telecom company Huawei, saying they stole trade secrets and committed fraud. So, in case you're not aware, Huawei is the world's largest telecom provider and the second largest maker of smartphones behind Samsung. But the U.S. has said for some time that they have ties to the Chinese government and pose a national security threat, banning a lot of their equipment from being sold here in the United States and certainly banning any government entity in the United States from using Huawei phones. The indictment filed this week says Huawei stole trade secrets from T-Mobile in 2012, even going as far as to say as the company offered bonuses to employees who stole information from other businesses. Other countries are also considering cutting ties with the company. Apparently, they also don't like the idea of the Chinese government listening in on calls. Just ahead, why lawmakers are concerned about deepfake videos and watch out for a scam about working from home. Right now, let me tell you about our partners at Capterra. It's been 30 years since the World Wide Web was invented, and I bet some of you are still using old, outdated software. Set yourself up for success with the new software for your business at Capterra.com. As America's digital pro, Kim gets asked about this all the time. What is the best software for someone's business? And she refers people to Capterra.com. Capterra is the leading free online resource to help you find the best software solution possible for your business and discover everything you need to know to make an informed decision. Search more than 700 specific categories of software, everything from project management to email marketing to yoga studio management software. Join the millions of people who use Capterra each month and find the right tools for their business. Visit Capterra.com/Kim today to find the right tools to make 2019 the year for your business. Capterra.com/Kim. That's CAPTERRA.com/Kim. Well, as we told you before, deepfake technology is fairly new technique that uses facial mapping and artificial intelligence to create realistic but fake videos of people saying and doing things that they didn't actually do. We actually did a whole Commando on Demand podcast about this a while back. You can find that at podnet.com or on your favorite podcast player by searching KOMANDO and looking for Commando on Demand. At any rate, back to the fake video. It's been used in pornography and by people looking to get back at their exes, but now lawmakers are issuing their own warning about how deep fakes could be used as a new way to influence U.S. elections. Now, the government's already been working on ways to detect deep fake videos that include the U.S. Defense Advancement Research Projects Agency, which is also utilizing researchers to find new ways to spot a fake. And experts have said that as the technology improves, it's going to be even more difficult to distinguish a fake video from something that's real using only the human eye. So it's just another reason to be mindful and aware of what we see every day online. And here's another thing to be mindful about. You know those calls you get that promise high-paying, stay-at-home jobs? Well, you guessed it, they're scams. Team Clark at Clark.com first reported a phone scam that was using Amazon's name in July. One report was about a woman who received a recorded message about a job opportunity at Amazon, and it directed her to check out a website. And of course, it was a bogus website. The phone number was bad too. And since then, there have been other reports of sites that aren't real. One that even promised $500 per day for only a couple of hours of work. That is quite a bit more than what the real Amazon actually pays their customer service staff, which is about $15 an hour. So this month, Team Clark found that many of those scam sites claiming to be Amazon aren't around anymore, but some are still up. As an example, one of the fake sites removed Amazon's logo but posted news clips from reputable sources. But what remains the same is that when you click the links to one of these sites, you have to enter some of your information so they can sell you work-from-home kits. If something seems too good to be true, well, of course, you know it probably is. And while we're on the subject of Amazon, FedEx might have just given other retailers an edge on getting those packages to you even more quickly. They just introduced a new late-night shipping option that would allow stores to deliver online orders the day after they were purchased, even if those orders were placed as late as midnight. And that is pretty quick, since they say most online orders are placed after 4 p.m. So here's how it's going to work. FedEx would pick up packages as late as 2 a.m., then immediately take them back for sorting and can get them delivered as soon as the next day if it's local. And if it's somewhere else in the United States, it could take up to 2 days. They've already been testing this in a couple of cities for over a year. This would obviously be a huge win for retailers, but it could also be good for FedEx, since Amazon continues to work on other ways to deliver packages, not just with their own delivery drivers, but of course drones and robots. Almost makes you wonder about paying that $120 every year for Prime 2-day delivery. Coming up in just a few minutes, how new tech is allowing some amputees to get moving much faster, and one car company might let you drive a brand new car if you don't watch the Super Bowl. Right now, a quick thank you to our friends who helped make this podcast possible. Although robotic limbs have come a long way over the last couple of years, they still take a lot of trial and error, and for a lot of amputees, it means hours of manually adjusting new prosthetics like legs to work well with someone's specific style of walking. But now, adding artificial intelligence into the mix, people could be up and walking around much faster, even within minutes. For example, in a robotic knee, the AI would use an algorithm to quickly learn a person's style of walking and then adapt. But we're not quite there yet, unless you're only ever walking on flat surfaces. It can still come with its challenges, so scientists are still looking in to see how the new system works with stairs or uneven terrain, but certainly that looks promising for those that have that kind of issue. Hey, if you're willing to keep your eyes off the Super Bowl and the big commercials this coming Sunday, it could mean a brand new car. Volvo says they want to bring more excitement and engagement to their fans than just running an expensive ad, so they've developed a game for your smartphone, and they want your undivided attention. You can still go to your Super Bowl party, even listen in on the game, but don't look away from your smartphone because they'll be watching. Yes, it does sound creepy, but they'll be using facial recognition through their smartphone game to track just how long you've spent looking at your phone. The last three standing, or staring that is, get a Volvo S60 Momentum. There is a catch though. This is through their subscription service called Care by Volvo, and that means you can only keep the car for 2 years. Then you have to give it back. But if you think you can win a staring contest with your smartphone, you'll need to download a game called The Longest Drive. But keep in mind, it only works with newer iPhones and Samsung Galaxy models. And just to think, a lot of people think we already spend too much time staring at our phones. It's getting even worse. By the way, once you're done listening to our podcast, do us a favor and give us a good rating wherever you're listening, and share with your friends that we're out here. We appreciate that. It helps more people find us. And finally, for today's Commando Kicker, in one of the largest data leaks in German history, the private information of 900 plus politicians was published recently online. The culprit? It was a 20-year-old hacker and student who was still living in his parents' house. Journalists, comedians, politicians were targeted in the data breach, but the hacker appears to regret his decision, saying he acted alone out of annoyance at the public statements by the persons involved. However, the hacker was released for a lack of legal grounds to keep him in custody, and his Twitter account has now been suspended. For more fun and interesting facts, go to Commando.com and search for the Commando Kicker. And that's your tech news for today. If you want to win great prizes like the Commando 2-in-1 tablet and laptop, or even a Commando Bluetooth speaker, simply become a Commando ambassador. If you love getting the Commando free email newsletters, you can share it with your friends and family who will benefit from valuable tech and the digital life hacks. Invite them to get the free email alerts, and more people you invite, the more they sign up and the more prizes you win. Just go to Commando.com/ambassador to learn more.